Hey, welcome back to edtech. Today I'll be continuing with my tutorial on building the personal portfolio website for freeCodeCamp website design certification. So I already finished part 1 a few days ago. Now I'm building the part 2. In the part 1, as you can see, this is the nav bar that we built, contact, work, about. Yeah, and now we'll continue with this for building the about section. This. Okay, so let's see how it is done. Okay, this was the original website. This. So from here we have just created this nav bar only. As you can see here, this is the nav bar created. Yeah, but we need to build this about section. As you can see in the original portfolio, this is my about section with an introduction. I'm a developer, whatever. Yeah, so let's get started. So let me change the view. Get into editor view in CodePen. Okay, so now we need to do the welcome section, right? We finished the navbar section. Okay. So after the header, hit enter, do your welcome section, another div. Div ID equals welcome section. It's provided there already in your question task. And close the div. Okay, now ID is welcome section. Let's give it a class. Class is introduction. So you have a div ID welcome section and div class of introduction. Okay. Now we need the header, right? We need, this is the H1. Okay, get back here. I want to make my H1 look nice, bold, hero. So I'm writing whatever I wrote earlier. I'm creative, and then there you can see it already here. And then I need to continue in the subheading or paragraph. Web developer. That's up to you, whatever content you want to write here. Short, sweet, and nice. Okay, so you already can see it here, but it's not nice. You need to do some CSS. Okay, so let's get back to our CSS file. Oh, sorry. This is our CSS. Let's try to make this section beautiful. Yes, very nice and beautiful. There we go. Okay, what did we call this? Class of introduction. So dot introduction. Okay, first thing first, we need this nice and beautiful background image. How do we do that? Let's see. Background image, choose background image. Okay, what's the code for this? This is a reusable code. Always for background image, it is URL parenthesis open and close inverted, and inside that you need to copy paste a nice image. Okay, don't copy my image. I'm showing you for example. I'll be using my own image, but I'll show you from where you can pick beautiful images, and I want to see your website with your beautiful images. So let's see how creative you can get. Okay, so for example, I'll show you a source. Yeah, something like this. Up to you. It could be a landscape, it could be a HD background, it could be building, could be nature. That's up to your imagination. Yeah, or something like this, for because it's IT, it can be just about anything. All you need to do is just, for example, if you were to use this, I'll show you an example. If you were to use this, all you would need to do is copy the image address here. Copy image address, then put it inside the open and close, then Control V, paste, and then lo and behold, when you lift it up, you see this image coming up, but you need to do the sizing and all for it to be shown. Yeah, because I haven't done any sizing, etc. That's why it's not fully shown, but this is the way it will be done. Okay, but for this particular project, I'll be using my own image, which I also took from Pexels. So let me use mine. Okay, let me use my own image. Yeah, here you go. Okay, Control C. But for your sake, I would like you to use your own from the Pexels. Okay, save. Okay, now you need to do some adjustments here so that it looks nice and beautiful. Okay, background repeat. Always remember this when you're doing background image. Background repeat, no repeat. Always choose no repeat if you want to have this image. You know why? Because if you do use repeat, then several of the pictures will come. Multiples of the small images of the same picture would get broken up and distributed throughout the page, so it won't look nice. But whereas here, if you write no repeat, just one image will come up and it will spread according to the proportion of your page, and it will not at the same time distort the aspect ratio of the original image, right? Yeah, and this is the reason we do two things: background repeat, no repeat, and background size cover. If you say no repeat, it won't get distributed into multiplied to several small images. And if you write background size background size cover, if you do this, without disturbing the aspect ratio of the image, of the original image. It will come up nicely, just one picture itself. It will extend until it fills the whole entire container without distorting. Okay, now background position. Of course, this is understood. It has to be in the center, centralized, looks nice and centered. And display flex. I'll be doing a tutorial on flex sometimes soon. Okay, so you have this. So this is your introduction. Don't worry, it has not come up more. You have to do some more CSS. Let's save this. Now you have the ID of welcome section. Let's do some styling for that. Okay, so let's say height. We need the height, right, for the image to come up, because now the image is not so visible. Okay, height, let's make it 100 VH. Okay, now the height is here. Okay, now if you write 100 VH, then only it will fill the container. Yeah, otherwise it will not show here. You want it to fill the entire container with height also, not just the width. So in order for it to be nice and visible, you have to have a height and width property. Okay, width 100%. If you remember, we had given the container minimum height for the body to be 100 VH, minimum height. So at least if I write the height here 100 VH, then only it will, the background image will fill the entire container. That's the idea of writing height 100 VH and width 100%, so that it fills the entire width of the background and looks nice. So I want a nice one which fills the entire container. That's the idea of doing this. Again, display flex, then flex direction column. Why? Because whenever you write flex direction column, it means it will fill it will fill vertically, from top to bottom, because you want the height, you want the nice page over the introduction from top to bottom, and then you want to go to work, and then you want to go to contact, right? You will see as we do it later. You'll be scrolling the page, not from left to right. Anybody who visits your website will be scrolling the page from top to bottom, right? See here. So that's why you want it as vertical direction. So that's why you write it as flex direction column from top to bottom. Justify content, of course, center. You want it center. Content should always be centralized. For a column, after writing the column, you have to write justify content center. That's all reusable code for any website. Then align items, again center, because you want everything to be centralized and proportionate. So you have a nice background cover which is resized to fit in your container without distorting its aspect ratio, centralized, looking nice. So that's why you have to write, if you remember, background size cover, yeah, which we already done. Always remember background size cover. If you want a resized picture which will fill your container without distortion, and background repeat no repeat if you don't want it to be dividing into several pieces and it doesn't look nice. Okay, now just a little bit more and then we are done with this section. Welcome section. Inside the welcome section you have an H1, right? Don't forget that. You need to style it because it's still not visible. So I do this. There's this property called text transform. What does it do? You can have uppercase, lowercase, camel case, etc. So I decided to choose uppercase. Yeah, and then still not shown because I need the color. This is in black. So text color, font color is just right color. I hope you remember this in CSS. There you go. You have a nice H1 here. Uppercase now. Transform to uppercase. Okay. Display. Okay. I'm writing block here so that I want it to be in the container. I want it to be centralized row wise. So this block, so it's looking nice from left to right. It's running in the center and it won't move. So this looks nice. So I want it as block. Okay. Then text align. You want it to be aligned again. Make sure that it is aligned well. Center. So our text is aligned center. So in proportion to all other items here, this is totally in the center. It will be in the center. Okay, margin. Now margin etc. is your choice. So here you don't need an explanation. It's totally up to you. I'm just writing it as -7px. Sometimes to adjust you need to do plus minus to move it here and there. So not much of explanation here. This is very personalized. Margin top, how much space you want from here, from above. That is again your choice. Now why did I do so much is you may not need to do because I need to bring it up, so I just did the minus sign. So that's different people have different choices, so don't depend on my CSS for margins. That is totally up to you. Okay, I'm just showing you my CSS. So for font weight I've written bold, bolder, whatever you want to write, so that it becomes bold text. Then I want a font size, remember, so that it looks nice and hero. I decided to give it 55px. Again, up to you. How big you want it to go. Do you want it to go from here to here or here? Up to you. Okay, now on one more thing. Opacity, again as I said earlier, no need to give, it's up to you. 8. I've explained opacity in my previous part. Okay, now I go to welcome section. I want to style my P, remember? Our P is not still visible, right? Okay, color. Our P is invisible. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here I'm coming, man. Be patient. I'm doing my color, font color. Okay, here you go. Wow, magic, magic, magic. Here you go. It's already slightly visible. Tiny speck. Okay, shall we make it more beautiful? Font size. Font size. So font size, how much do I make it? How much do I make it to make it nice and visible? 30px. Yes, there you go. Looks nice and proportionate in comparison to my H1. Nicely centered. Yes, nice proportion. Should be fine. Again, it's up to you how you do it. Font weight. Font weight. I want it to be a bit bold. So bolder again. Bold, bolder, bolder. That's up to you. See, it looks bolder now, as you can see. Okay. Text transform. Okay, how shall we do it? How to do text transform? Okay, last time I did uppercase. This time I want to do italics. So this property, this is a text transform property. To make it uppercase, lowercase, camel case, italics, I make it italic. Okay, again up to you. Okay, now what do we do? Text align. I didn't do that. Text align. Center, of course. It has to look proportionate in terms of H1 also. And then I need to have my display block. Don't forget that. Display block. Wow, this looks nice. This is my work section. This is I'm a creative web developer. Now it's coming up. Save. Okay. Shall we see how it looks like when you change your view? There. It's coming up. It looks nice. There you go. So when you press about, I get this. That means this is my introduction. Yeah. So this is how you make the introduction section. Like I say, you need not copy my image because for the sake of uniqueness and for the sake of learning, you must go here. I also took from Pexels. Yeah. So you can go here and take your time. I don't want to waste your time during the tutorial. There are so many categories. There are like buildings, there are like landscape, sky, city, night, nature, street, business, architecture, IT, people, lots of it. Yeah, and you can go here, select the picture, copy paste, and try to be unique. Try to be unique and don't do the same one because for the sake of your personal portfolio, you don't want it to look like someone else's copied. Okay, even if you copy also. So make sure if you're smart to change the cover page. Rest of the code, reusable code, you can use. I don't mind. Yeah. Okay, so this is a way to make your about page. In the next tutorial, I'll teach you how to make the work. So as you scroll from about, you should be able to see the projects that you've done. So this I'll be teaching you in the next section. Here I have only taught you how to do about section. As you can see how it looks very nice. Here is where you control the opacity in the first part I taught you. You can check it out here. Okay, so this is all about part 2. In the next tutorial, part 3, I'll teach you about the work, how to build this work section. This is about section part 2. Part 3, I'll teach you how to do the work section. Yeah, part 4, I'll teach you how to do the contact. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Until then, bye, take care, stay safe, stay subscribed. If you want to keep seeing and watching and learning from such web development tutorials, do remember to subscribe because you want to grow as a web developer, whereby you are taught as a baby how to do web development and programming from zero to hero. I help you to do that. Stay subscribed, share and like if you like learning such tutorials so that your friends would also benefit from here. Bye. Thank you so much, and thanks to those who already subscribed and helped me in running towards 100 subscription, but I haven't yet reached there. Bye. See you. Take care.